Shalom Akim. All praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to you brothers doing the work in truth and sincerity. And this is a video I just came across, happened to be on my timeline. Well, this guy happened to be on there, but I went through his videos and I saw this and I decided to listen to what this Edomite had to say. And, you know, not shockingly, Esau, all the Edomites really pretty much say the same things. And I'm going to play a few sound bites from his video, bring out a few facts and some scriptures.
Okay, I'm going to start off a video here. A lot of people are not going to like this video. I don't really care because the truth really does hurt. Couple of myths about slavery. And it's a shame that so many black children depend on public education to teach them, when public education teaches them nothing but bullshit and lies. So, I'm not going to make this video real long. It's going to be actually really short. Number one, there's a lot of black people who have been raised, and especially black kids, but especially black people who have been raised, who will make the comment, white people kidnapped them and sold them into slavery. White people did not kidnap anybody and sell them into slavery. The truth of the matter is that other black African tribes either got the...
Okay. First of all, he said Edomites didn't kidnap anybody and put them into slavery. Okay. Let's see how true that is. Let's see. I believe it was. Right here. This is Wikipedia, under African participation in the slave trade. And you go down a few lines, it says, most other slaves were obtained from kidnappings or through raids that occurred at gunpoint through joint ventures with the Europeans. Europeans being the Edomites, or so-called white people. Joint ventures with the Europeans. So, what did he say again?
And sold them into slavery. White people did not kidnap anybody and sell them into slavery.
So, I guess Wikipedia was wrong about this one. Most slaves were obtained through kidnappings and through raids that occurred at gunpoint through joint ventures with the Europeans. With you Edomites. These devils, hey, these devils are a bunch of liars. There is nothing that you should believe from a devil. And you should always look it up. Because these devils will lie to make themselves look good. And this particular devil is basically lying to make himself look like Edomites didn't have anything to do with slavery.
The truth of the matter is that other black African tribes...
Right, and you hear this all the time. Blacks sold blacks into slavery. So, does that wrong make it right that what Edomites did to Jake in slavery? And then this black sold blacks into slavery. It's all played out. Because now we know the Hamites sold the Israelites into slavery. It's not about a color thing anymore, Esau. So let's fast forward a little bit and go to his next sound bite. I believe it's around here.
Americans owe black people reparations.
So this is his next soundbite. Do Edomites owe Jake reparations? Now, we already know we ain't getting no reparations from these devils, man. And plus, citing Apostle Gabar's video, you can't get reparations from the devil because he's going to give you a debt note as reparations, which is a slave note. And if you listen to Apostle Gabar's video, you know, he quoted a site that said gold is the currency of kings, silver is the currency of gentlemen, Barter and trade is the currency of peasants. Debt is the currency of slaves. And all Esau would offer Jake is a debt note, which is the American dollar, which they don't even have enough to offer in the first place. So now he's talking about owing Jake reparations. Let's listen to what he say.
Okay. After the Civil War, 4 million slaves were granted 40 acres of land. You heard the old saying, 40 acres and a mule. Okay. These people were given 40 acres and a mule. And you can say, well, you know, they gave them 40 acres of junk land. They gave them 40 acres that wouldn't grow anything. They gave them 40 acres that wouldn't do anything. You know, a lot of this land that they say wouldn't do anything actually grew a lot of crops. A lot of things grew up on these lands. You just had to be smart enough to grow on them. Probably about 90% of those 4 million slaves who were given 40 acres of land by the U.S. government as reparations promptly sold their land or got up and just walked away from it. Most blacks headed to these cities, the industrial centers, and preferred to live in small apartments and work in factories.
See, and that's another lie. Let's look. Wikipedia, 40 acres and a mule. And you read down a few lines. Where am I looking for? Advice there. Century to state. No, it's not right there. Bear with me for a moment. Here it is right here. Almost all land allocated during the war was restored to its pre-war white owners. This is what I was looking for. As a matter of fact, let me read. Some land redistribution occurred under military jurisdiction during the war for a brief period thereafter. That's what he's talking about, the 40 acres and a mule. However, federal and state policy during the Reconstruction era emphasized wage labor, not land ownership for blacks. In other words, work in them factories. Almost all land allocated during the war was restored to its pre-war white owners. That right there. So he's saying that Jake would rather do wage labor than own land. That's a fucking lie. I mean, these devils just piss me off, man. But that's a lie. Jake wouldn't rather work in a factory under you devils, man. So that's a lie. Now, like I'm gonna read it again. Some land redistribution occurred under military jurisdiction during the war for a brief period thereafter. In other words, 40 acres and a mule. However, federal and state policy during the Reconstruction era emphasized wage labor, not land ownership. Take them lands back from these niggas before they make something out of it and make them work in our factories. For blacks, almost all land allocated during the war was restored to its pre-war white owners. And this devil would make you think that, oh, them blacks wasn't smart enough to do something with that land. No, it was taken away, you fucking devil. But you ain't gonna say that. No matter where you did your research at, you ain't gonna say that. Because if you did your research on any site, it would tell you that, man. But that's the devil being the devil. And going back to what he was talking about during slavery, well, we already read that most other slaves were obtained from kidnappings, which he said Edomites didn't do no kidnapping, or through raids that occurred at gunpoint through joint ventures with Europeans. which are referred to as Edomites, or the so-called white man. And more on slavery, because these devils will actually have you believe or have you think that slavery and the slavery in so-called Africa was the same as slavery in the Americas. No, it wasn't. And I'm gonna read this article. Well, I'm gonna read part of this article anyway. This is from the part Slavery in Africa and the New World Contrast. And it says the treatment of slaves in Africa was more variable than in the Americas. On one extreme, the kings of Dahomey routinely slaughtered slaves in the hundreds or thousands in sacrificial rituals, and slaves as human sacrifices were known in Cameroon. On the other hand, slaves in other places were often treated as family, adopted children with significant rights, including the right to marry without master's permission. In other words, in Africa, those Africans, those Hamites, didn't treat us like cattle. And we always say there's a reason why slavery was called chattel slavery over here. They try to give you a nice definition, personal possession, an item of property other than real estate. No, let's get to the real meat of it. The real term for chattel comes from the French, which means cattle. You know, it says medieval capitare, capitalis, capitut head, compared with capital or cattle. Now let's click on cattle. Large ruminant animals with horns and cloven hoofs, domesticated for meat and milk, as beasts of burden. Basically, that's what it is, a beast of burden. And basically, when you read down, it says from Anglo-French cattle, variant of Old French chattel. See chattel. Why? Because when the French came over here and seen how the Americans was treating the slaves as opposed to how they were treating the slaves, they called it chattel slavery. In other words, they treat these slaves worse than the beasts of burden, which are cattle. That's why it was called chattel slavery. And this devil here, he wants to make it like these Edomites didn't do anything wrong. And that's the deceit of the devil. Like I say, I had a few scriptures lined up. First scripture, Zechariah 11:5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. But even the Hamites didn't treat us like these devils treated us, man, during slavery. But these devils will have you believe that during slavery, it was all chattel slavery. No. Even the French devils know that it wasn't all chattel slavery. And then this is Psalms 58, and I'm going to start at 1. Do ye indeed speak righteously, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Yea, in heart ye work wickedness. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray soon as they be born, speaking lies. Why? Because these devils actually believe that they're innocent in the things that they have done to the children of Israel. They still go around believing that blacks sold blacks into slavery. They won't make the distinction of Hamites sold Israelites into slavery. They won't make the distinction that they punished the Israelites far above what we were supposed to be punished. And then they even stole our name and our heritage. But they won't even acknowledge that. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. Because you can't tell these devils nothing. They ain't going to listen to you. which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. Break their teeth, O power, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord. Let them melt away as the waters which run continually. When he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows, let them be as cut in pieces. As a snail which melteth, let every one of them pass away, like the untimely birth of a woman, that they may not see the sun. Before your pots can feel the thorns, he shall take them away as a whirlwind, both living and in his wrath. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. So that a man shall say, verily there is a reward for the righteous. Verily he is a power that judgeth in the earth. And when we see these devils be destroyed, yes, we're gonna rejoice. And we're gonna know, yes, it's a reward for the righteous, man. Waiting for these devils' destruction. And this is the last scripture. This is Psalms 10, starting at 2. The wicked in its pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in their own devices that they have imagined. And that's coming, man. Because these devils is imagining destruction for you tribes, man. So y'all better wake up. This is the devil. This is the face of the devil. That old serpent. Satan, man. And by his words that he spoke, this devil is full of nothing but pride. Oh, Edomites didn't do any kidnapping during slavery. It was blacks that sold blacks into slavery. We don't owe any reparations because we paid reparations to 4 million blacks, and they gave the land right back, or they just left the land. All lies, man. And you can see how proud this devil is. But I just wanted to make this a quick video, rebuking this devil, man. Because, hey, you gotta hate Esau. This devil really thinks that he's innocent of all charges above. No, you're not innocent. And you're still lying, even to this day. Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and shalom to you elect brothers out there.